5 takeaways from the Miami Heat's 120-119 win over the Los Angeles Clippers. 3-3 on Monday night at Intuit Dome to improve to 1-2 on its 4-game trip. The Heat, 4-3, ends the trip on Wednesday against the Denver Nuggets. After a poor defensive effort in Sunday's loss to the Los Angeles Lakers at Crypto.com Arena, it appeared the Heat was on its way to another rough defensive night across town. Then Monday's second half happened. After allowing a season-high 130 points in Sunday's loss to the Lakers, the Heat's defense again looked bad to begin Monday's contest against the Clippers. The Clippers took advantage of the Heat's early defensive issues, totaling 71 first-half points on 52.9% shooting from the field and 10 of 23, 43.5% shooting from three-point range to enter halftime with a 5-point lead. It marked the second most points that the Clippers have scored in a single half this season. The Heat tightened things up in the third quarter to regain control of the game, though limiting the Clippers to 24 points in large part by forcing 9 turnovers in the period. The Heat led the Clippers by as many as 13 points in the third quarter, outscoring Los Angeles 37-24 in the period to enter the fourth quarter with a 103-95 advantage. But after allowing an 8-point fourth quarter lead to slip away in a season-opening loss to the Orlando Magic, wasting a 1-point fourth quarter lead in Thursday's loss to the San Antonio Spurs, and then allowing the Lakers to blow the game open after pulling within 2 points in Sunday's fourth quarter, the Heat again needed to face late-game drama on Monday. The Heat's 8-point lead at the start of the fourth quarter disappeared quickly, as the Clippers began the period on a 12-2 run to erase the Heat's lead and pull ahead by 2 points, just 4 minutes in the quarter. This time, though, the Heat found answers down the stretch to escape with a victory with the help of its physical and disruptive defense. The Heat and Clippers traded punches in the final minutes, as the two teams found themselves tied at 116 with 1:46 to play. But center Bam Adebayo made a 15-foot jumper to put the Heat ahead by 2 points with 1:31 left. Then Heat guard Norman Powell came away with a steal and Adebayo drew a foul on the other end, hitting both free throws to give Miami a 4-point advantage with 57.4 seconds remaining. The Clippers didn't go away quietly, though, as guard James Harden made a three-pointer to cut the deficit to just 1 point with 19.7 seconds to play. Following a timeout, the Clippers forced a jump ball on the Heat's ensuing inbounds pass. Clippers center Ivica Zubac won the jump ball to give Los Angeles an opportunity to steal a walk-off win, but forward Kawhi Leonard missed a 26-foot three-pointer at the buzzer to clinch the Heat's 1-point victory. I thought it was fitting for us, the way the second half went, that we were able to get the last stop of the game, Heat coach Erik Spoelstra said. The Heat held the Clippers to just 48 points in the second half after the Clippers totaled 71 points in the first half. I was really encouraged and pleased with the defensive mentality that second half, Spoelstra said. Most of the Clippers' second-half issues came down to simply making too many mistakes, as they committed 15 turnovers in the final 2 quarters. The Heat took advantage to score 23 points off those second-half errors on the way to the 1-point win. Heat guard Pelle Larsson had 3 second-half steals, guard Davion Mitchell recorded 2 steals in the second half, and Powell forward Andrew Wiggins and Adebayo each contributed 1 steal in the second half. The Heat finished the night with 37 points off 21 Clippers turnovers. Pelle really sparked everything in that third quarter, just with his passion, his energy, Spoelstra continued. And then Davion and Wiggs showed me what they're capable of on the ball, or just making plays off the ball. Really impressive. And Bam continues to be just our leader. The Heat's offense was also impressive, reaching the 120-point mark for the 5th time in the first 7 games of the season. Miami shot 54.2% from the field, 12 of 25, 48%, on threes and 18 of 24 at the foul line. Adebayo led the Heat with a team-high 25 points and 10 rebounds on Monday. Adebayo was one of 5 double-digit Heat scorers against the Clippers, along with Powell, 21 points, Wiggins, 17 points, Kel'el Ware, 16 points, and Simone Fontecchio, 11 points. The Clippers duo of Harden, 29 points, and Leonard, 27 points, combined for 56 points in the loss. Man, just to scrap and get a win like that, those are the most gratifying wins, Adebayo said. Powell returned from a groin injury and returned to the Intuit Dome to face his former team for the first time since the Clippers traded him to the Heat in early July as part of a three-team trade. Powell, who spent 3+ seasons with the Clippers before being dealt to the Heat, closed his return to Intuit Dome with 21 points on 6 of 10 shooting from the field, 2 of 3 shooting on threes, and 7 of 7 shooting from the foul line. I know a lot of people have a lot of emotions going forward, and I had it, Powell said after playing against the Clippers on Monday for the first time he was traded to the Heat. But I just told myself to lean into it, not shy away, and just continue to be present no matter what was going on. Whether I had a good start, a bad start, whatever, just stay the course, stay even keel, and work the game, and we were able to get the win. With Powell returning after a 3-game absence, Spoelstra said he was on somewhat of a minutes restriction on Monday. Honestly, whenever I'm faced with injuries or an obstacle or a challenge, whatever, I just try to look at the bigger picture, Powell said of the recovery from his groin issue. Take it one day at a time, be in the moment. That's what I did with this. I wanted to come back a little earlier, but they got to save me from myself sometimes and take it slow. But when they cleared me, I was ready to go. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier was never officially cleared by the NBA in its internal gambling investigation, despite remaining active over the past 2 seasons, according to investigative journalist Pablo Torre. NBA investigation into Rozier remained open. Terry's investigation was never closed, so he was not cleared of anything, a league source told Torre. Us not being able to find something is not the same as being cleared. It is true we did not find a violation of our rules, but we did not close our investigation. Torre reported that the NBA hired Wachtell, Lipton, Rosen, and Katz, a New York-based law firm, to examine Rozier's alleged involvement in irregular betting activity linked to his performance while with the Charlotte Hornets. The review followed a surge of under-prop bets placed before a March 23, 2023, game against the New Orleans Pelicans. Investigators interviewed Rozier via Zoom and searched his phone, but reportedly found no smoking gun, according to Torre. The case was later deferred to federal authorities, allowing Rozier to continue playing for Charlotte and, eventually, the Heat. Federal charges: wire fraud and money laundering. Rozier, 31, was later named in a federal indictment unsealed last week, accused of providing non-public injury information to his longtime friend Dinero Laster before the 2023 game. Prosecutors allege Rozier told Laster he planned to exit early due to a lingering foot injury. Laster allegedly sold that information to bettors for approximately $100,000, profiting when Rozier left after just 9 minutes. According to the indictment reviewed by Heavy Sports, Rozier also financed Laster's travel to Philadelphia, where Laster collected the winnings. Prosecutors claim Laster then drove to Rozier's home, where the two counted the cash together. Both men have been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering as part of a larger operation that led to 34 arrests, including Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups and former NBA guard Damon Jones. Defense: confiding in a friend is not a crime. Rozier's attorney, Jim Trusty, denied his client's involvement in any gambling conspiracy, calling the federal allegations thin. Confiding in a friend, a childhood friend, and saying, "Man, I'm banged up. It's the end of the season. We're out of the playoffs. I think I'm going to sit early in this game. That's not a crime," Trusty told Fox News Channel's The Will Kane Show. Whatever that friend did is not on Terry. Trusty added, Terry Rozier had a $100 million contract and a major shoe deal. The idea that he'd risk that for $100,000 is absurd. NBA, NBPA clash over salary suspension. Rozier, who was traded to Miami in 2024, is currently on administrative leave. His $26.6 million salary for the 2025-26 season is being held in escrow, pending the outcome of the case, according to ESPN's Shams Charania. The National Basketball Players Association, NBPA, has vowed to challenge the league's decision. While we agree that protecting the game's integrity is vital, placing Terry on leave without pay is counter to the presumption of innocence, an NBPA spokesperson said in a statement to the Associated Press. We plan to challenge the decision through proper channels. Rozier has posted bail, using his $6 million Florida home as collateral. If cleared, he would receive full payment of his salary and could be reinstated by the league. There is growing tension brewing between the Memphis Grizzlies and two-time NBA All-Star guard Ja Morant. Eventually, the two sides need a resolution. Morant said he is not playing with joy, has openly questioned his coaching staff, and has already faced a one-game suspension for his conduct. There are issues on the basketball court, too, not reaching the same levels of positive impact he once had at the peak of his powers. Even though the Memphis front office is posturing that they have no plans to trade Morant and instead want to continue build a championship course around him, the damage is potentially already done. If the Grizzlies are going to turn their season around and if Morant is going to have any chance to find that joy once again, perhaps it is time for them to go their own ways and find a trade that makes sense for both parties. There are not a lot of obvious options, but a few rush to mind. 1. Sacramento Kings. Even though the Kings have a lot of depth in the backcourt, they are one of the teams that NBA insider Sam Amick mentioned as a potential destination. How would Morant actually fit alongside Russell Westbrook, Zach LaVine, Dennis Schroeder, and Keon Ellis? That much is unclear, and while the Sacramento be reported that the Kings haven't began discussions with the Grizzlies yet, Sacramento is expected to monitor all situations with Morant. 2. Minnesota Timberwolves. According to Amick, another team to watch on the Morant front is the Timberwolves. From a basketball perspective, it makes all the sense in the world. The two guards at the front of the depth chart for Minnesota are a 38-year-old Mike Conley Jr. and a 20-year-old Rob Dillingham. One is a bit past his prime, and the other is not quite ready for a full contribution in a potential playoff run. Morant and Anthony Edwards could, in theory, provide some wonderful highlights. 3. Miami Heat. During a recent episode of the Road Trippin' Show, former NBA big man Kendrick Perkins said there is only one team that could actually work for Morant, and it was the Miami Heat. According to Perkins, the infrastructure with Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley would benefit the guard. Especially with Terry Rozier on indefinite leave and Tyler Herro injured, the Heat could use the help at floor general. 4. Phoenix Suns. The Suns are run by Governor Matt Ishbia, who is not afraid to swing for the fences, and while it has backfired in the past, maybe one more bite at the apple is exactly what the doctor ordered. Morant would make for an interesting pairing with Devin Booker, and Phoenix does not have control over its own pick, so they're incentivized to win. While the coaching staff may want to see what they have with Jalen Green, perhaps they flip the former Rockets guard for a more traditional point guard under new head coach Jordan Ott.